In the rolling hills of Israel, where the valley of Elah stretches between two mountains, two great armies gathered. One bore the banners of Israel, the other the fierce Philistines. Day after day they stood still. No swords clashed, no warriors charged. For in the valley below stood one man who froze an entire nation in fear. From the ranks of the Philistines, he emerged, a giant of a man, armor like bronze fire, a spear as thick as a tree trunk, and a shield so vast it seemed more wall than a weapon. I am Goliath of Gath. Send me a man who dares fight me. If he defeats me, we shall serve you. But if I win, you shall serve us.
I was there. Every day for 40 days, his challenge rang through the valley, and every day none of us answered. We were soldiers, men of battle, but fear gripped our hearts like a vice. We'd glance around, hoping someone, anyone, would step forward. But silence reigned until the shepherd boy arrived.
He was not what anyone expected. A youth with sun-kissed skin, eyes that burned with belief, and no armor to boast of. Just a sling and a pouch on his belt. David, steady, said, "I will fight him."
At first we laughed. Surely he was joking. A boy against a beast. But his gaze never wavered, not once. And suddenly no one laughed anymore. Even King Saul was unsure. King Saul, cautious. "You cannot fight him, David. You're just a boy. He's been a warrior since his youth." David, firm and fearless. "I have fought lions and bears when they came for my sheep. God delivered me then. He will deliver me now."
The king, unsure but with no other champion, agreed. He offered David his own royal armor. But when David tried it on, the weight dragged him down. David said, "I cannot wear this. I have to fight as I always have."
I watched him walk away from the camp toward the brook. He knelt, the sun catching the curls in his hair, and he chose 5 smooth stones. Just 5. No shield, no sword, just a sling and a heart full of faith.
David stepped onto the field of battle, small and fragile, against the towering Goliath. Laughter exploded from the Philistines. Goliath, mocking, "What is this? A child? Do you think me a dog, that you come at me with sticks?" David boldly, unwavering, "You come at me with sword and spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord of hosts. Today he will deliver you into my hands, and all will know there is a God in Israel."
The air was still. The birds stopped singing. Time seemed to pause. David twirled his sling, round and round, faster and faster.
And then a single stone flew, slicing through the air. It struck Goliath between the eyes.
And the giant fell.
Silence. Deafening silence. The mighty Goliath, champion of the Philistines, lay still, defeated not by a warrior, but by a boy. He did it. The giant is down. The Philistines stood frozen, their pride shattered, and then they ran, panic in their eyes, fear in their steps. The Israelites erupted in a roar of victory. Faith had returned to their hearts.
We charged, not because of a commander's order, not because we had new weapons, but because one boy reminded us who fought for us.
David stood over Goliath, lifting his hands to the heavens. The battle belongs to the Lord. And from that day forward, the The boy from Bethlehem was no longer just a shepherd. He was a warrior of faith, a chosen one, a future king. King Saul quietly, humbly said, "You have saved Israel today, David. You've shown us that faith is stronger than fear." David humbly said, "It was never my strength, it was God's." What giants stand in your life today? What battles seem too great to fight? Remember this: true courage isn't found in muscles or weapons. It is born in the heart of the one who trusts in God. Like David, we all have a stone to throw. And with faith, yes, with faith, our giants will fall. And that was the story of David, the boy who faced a giant and won through faith. If you were inspired, don't forget to join the journey. Like, share, and subscribe to David Popu for more powerful stories brought to life.